Welcome back to this Let's Play of The Last Remnant. Last time we tried to do a side quest to recruit a new character, and, well, it didn't go so well, in fact. We got killed. So, I don't think that there's anything fundamentally wrong with the basic strategy we were using at first, which is to let the guest union take a hit or two for us while we charge up AP. But I think I'm going to make a point of trying to keep the at least one union out of killing range when he's about to use his big attack, well, his end of turn attack. And getting a flanking attack is great. No, Blaster worked that time. Some people have tried using in this game having essentially one union dedicated to healing. I find that it doesn't work very well. The main problem with that is that since you can't really control which union will have which commands all that well, when I tried using a dedicated healing union, they had a bad tendency to get involved in the fight. So mostly I just stick with having people break out of the fight instead of this is good. Fortunately, it wasn't the leader of the group, so. Now, hopefully, since not all of our party members are in direct lines with the enemy, yeah, that allows us to avoid getting everybody killed at the same time. Oh, I guess Talisman's Gift, the special art dodging doesn't work that well against Blaster. Come on. Now, against these dragons, if you actually have ways of increasing morale consistently, and you bring the morale bar up to 50%, they'll use an attack called Dread Whale instead of using a breath. And the Dread Whale essentially just decreases morale, which would be great, but, well, at this point I have no hope of actually being able to bring it up. So, when you're in fights like this against enemies with multi-deadlock, really the only consistent way to bring up your yeah, well, it's telling me about botching again. To bring up your morale is with skills that directly bring up your morale, and those are kind of rare. There's some that sort of reduce morale, and is what they say, but reducing enemy morale and increasing your own morale does exactly the same thing. Well, that was sort of awkward. But my goal in this fight is more or less to survive and deal damage while I can. And hopefully not run out of herbs. You can actually only carry enough Vivification Herb for about 30 shots, which is awkward, but hopefully he doesn't have that many hit points. Well, this could be bad. Fortunately, Cyball hits like a truck, and he's really probably the one who's doing the most damage in this fight. So I'm actually going to make a point of bringing him back. Or trying to keep him alive. I don't know, Deathly Fang may be too much. Very close. Honestly, my strategy, probably the best strategy for me for this fight is just stand back, let them do all the work, and keep them alive. Because having multiple unions next to him just increases the amount of damage Dark Breath does. Now, this turn is the turn with Dark Breath, so I'm just going to stand back. and let them take it. Unfortunately, Rush didn't reassess to cast Refresh, but... yeah, it looks like it's not going to come up, so... Pagus also has that ability, but for this turn, I do want to try to get a flanking attack in. Well, looks like they're going to die to Blaster. Oh wow, they didn't. Yeah, again, that sort of high damage to single opponent has that ability to kill people, which is irritating, but that's why we have Vivification Herb. And honestly, I'm not even going to bother bringing back partial unions, just to save on the herbs. Nice little showing from Darien there. Darien's an excellent character at this point. He's just not very good late in the game. And now that we are essentially waiting for the big attack, I'm going to have people pull out. Unfortunately, I was only able to get one of them to pull away from the group. Unfortunately, I think Maddox's bunch here is going to get... Huh? Blaster must do, like, damage based on your current hit points or something, because it just did 9 damage. Now, there are only 3 people, 3 groups attacking here. The reason why I got a flanking attack there is because I chose that side, attack them from the side option, which always grants a flanking attack, regardless of where you are. Wow, no one died. I'm quite impressed. Well, I'll have them. Again, strike from the sides comes up. Generally, once you've flanked someone, you have the opportunity to continue to flank them, as long as they remain deadlocked. They're not close to dead. Not at all. I'm just trying to remember which one of the characters in that particular union is dead. Alright. Now this is a Dark Breath turn, so I don't want to have people engage if they don't have any particular reason to. Though I'm not sure Cyball and Maddox will actually survive this turn. Actually, if we get some critical hits here, critical hits give slight, not timed attacks, the actual critical hits give a slight morale boost. So we might even theoretically see a well, I'm not expecting to see a whale, but it'd be nice. Nope. Yeah, it's Dark Breath, since it only hit 2 targets, was not a real bad thing anyways. "28 hit points." Yeah, they were a little close to death. But not there yet, which is good because I've probably used, I don't know, at least half of my... It's actually not the Resto Leaf that you run out of. It's, I forget what it's called. There's one of the herbs that's also used in Restorative Herb. You use 3 of them to cast a Vivification. And so that's really the limiting reagent. That, you know, flourish thing there that just showed up, that always happens when you, whenever you, get a, oops, I don't want them, I want them still on the sides. Whenever you learn a new skill. Now that, actually, yeah, maybe, well, assuming he doesn't die here, we will probably see a whale this time. Nope, no whale for you.
Sweet.
And,
this is just the beginning.
I know I'm good.
The advantage, of course, to fighting large groups of, or, sorry, small groups of extremely powerful enemies like that, is that my battle rank didn't go up at all, but, boy, did I gain a lot of stats. Well, there's nothing here now, so the remnant they were looking for is moved on. And maybe that was, you know, getting these old friends back together again was the miracle from the Remnant of Miracles. Okay, well, it's a nice idea, but... And we get a nice little rainbow effect, which means, yeah, it was probably still there, and we just walked right by it. And he gives you a random item. I don't really know why they don't never explain the whole thing, but all these, there are a set of items there that they give you, and the set of items include, essentially once you assemble the full thing, you can hand it in for some a random sword and shield. And Maddox is now available, but once again, we don't have the gold. So, I'll be back. Well, we're out of time for this episode. I did a bunch of grinding. Just, for variety, I'll explain how I do grinding. I have a movie on in the background, and I just, walk up to the dig point and just tap the enter key repeatedly while I watch the movie. And when I'm done, with the dig points, the dig counts, I just go back and do the thing while the movie's paused, and then start the movie back up again. Just sort of killing two birds with one stone, I guess. It can't be a movie you really like, though, because you won't actually get the game played. Anyway, see you next time.